quick update on one of the day's top stories. The first of 2 Ebola patients has arrived in the United States. It just happened a few hours ago. Dr. Kent Brantly arriving by ambulance at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta this afternoon. He has been taken to an isolation unit. Now, the medical plane that flew him here is already on its way back to Liberia to pick up a second American Ebola patient and also bring them back here. That patient, Nancy Wrightbowl. According to the CDC, Brantly and Wrightbowl will be the first Ebola patients ever to be treated here in the United States. And while there is no question they deserve the best health care available, some are also concerned about what the potential risks are involved with bringing them to the U.S. So I want to bring in Congressman Adam Schiff. He joins me now. I want to talk about this, Congressman, but first I'd like to read you a statement from Dr. Kent Brantly's wife that we just received. Let me read it in full here. It says, quote, "It was a relief to welcome Kent home today. I spoke with him and he is glad to be back in the U.S. I am thankful to God for his safe transport and for giving him the strength to walk into the hospital. Please continue praying for Kent and Nancy, and please continue praying for the people of Liberia and those who continue to serve them there." Of course, these are 2 people that were trying to help Ebola victims and then contracted it themselves. We also heard that Amber Brantly and Kent's parents were watching CNN earlier today, saw him be able to walk out of the ambulance, which shows us a sign of where he stands, and that brought them to tears, the fact that he had the ability to walk out. From what you're hearing from your constituents, Congressman, what are they saying? Are they comfortable with an Ebola patient coming into the United States, and would you be comfortable with having them in your district?
Yes, I would be, and I think my constituents are happy that he's home because the treatment will be better here. It has a greater chance of saving his life. These are very brave people that are doing a real service in a dangerous part of the world, all the more dangerous given this outbreak. So I'm glad that they're home, and I think we have taken great precautions and will take great precautions to quarantine these patients so that there is very little risk of spread. Frankly, I think, Poppy, the greater risk is people coming into the country that we don't know have a virus, if not this, then a different virus. That's a much greater risk, and obviously we're taking precautions on that as well.
Yeah, we're showing some video right now, Congressman, if you can see it. There are even a police officer close to that ambulance, others in relative proximity that are not in those protective gear suits. So it is important to note, as our Sanjay Gupta has been reporting throughout, that this is not an easily contracted through the air virus. You have to have really organ to organ, or you have to have different it comes through secretion, saliva, blood, etc. So that's important to note. When you talk about the decision, do you have any insight into how this decision was made to bring Dr. Brantly and also his colleague back to the United States because that decision was made behind closed doors? Do you have any information on that, how that was made?
Well, I think the CDC has said that the Samaritan organization in which they were serving in Africa, they made the decision they wanted to bring back their 2 personnel. And then it was really a question of coordinating with the CDC and other healthcare providers to make sure that could be done safely and what the mechanism would be. And I think that's the way it should be. We shouldn't preclude Americans from coming home when they're sick. I think the role of government is actually to facilitate making sure that they're safe when they come home and the community is safe. And I have every confidence that we can do that. We have to realize that the best way of stopping this outbreak is to stop it at its source in West Africa. And that means we are going to need doctors there and healthcare personnel. So there are going to be these risks, but they're very measured risks. And I don't think we should be so spooked because of the novelty of this terrible virus that we turn our back on Americans who are in trouble.
Yeah, it's such an important point. People have to know the facts about how this is spread and what the dangers really are, not what the perceived danger is. Congressman Schiff, we appreciate it. Stay with us.
Absolutely.
We're going to speak with you much more next hour. And our